Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Today we'll be learning how to add text in Adobe Premiere Pro. There are two different ways how you can add text. The first method is the modern method. It just came up recently and it's called the Essential Graphics. So we'll learn this method first. Then there is an older method how you can add text in Adobe Premiere Pro and it's called Legacy Title. So we're going to have a quick peek at that as well. So stay tuned. And if you're new to the channel, please take a second to subscribe. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. And if you find this video helpful and interesting, please give it a like. Alright, let's get started. Alright, since we got our project started, let's go ahead and add a footage to our project. I'm just going to throw one file on the timeline and create a new sequence. And this is a 4K sequence, so I'm going to just change it to Full HD. So it's going to be a little bit easier for my computer to process it, because I'm recording at the same time. So just going to change it to Full HD. And I always recommend using the preview file format QuickTime and the codec Apple ProRes 422 LT. It's a lot easier for preview and your computer doesn't struggle as much. So we can also go ahead and set to the frame size to have the full picture. Let's go ahead and rename the sequence so we know that this is the sequence. Call it Beautiful Sunset. There we go. Now, as you can see, the name of the sequence is over here, and we're not going to mix it with the actual footage. If you're going to add more clips to the timeline, we're going to know this is going to be our sequence. And you can also tell it by this icon over here. All right, so the first method how you can add text in Adobe Premiere Pro is going to be through the Essential Graphics. And you can use the Type tool, which is located in the bottom left corner over here with the letter T. As you can see, there is a Type tool. What you can do, you can just press on it and it's going to activate the Type tool. If you long press on it, you're going to have an extra menu pop up, which will say Type tool and vertical type tool. So the vertical type tool is going to be for the vertical text. The regular type tool will be for the horizontal text. And another way how you can activate this tool is just by pressing the T on the keyboard. As you can see, I have pressed the T and it's got automatically activated. The second thing you need to do, you need to hover over to the program monitor. And as you can see, the mouse pointer has changed to the text icon. What you need to do, you just need to left click and draw a square or rectangular, whatever you want to do. And this is going to be the square where we're going to be typing our text. So let's go ahead and type it right now. All right, so there we go. You can see that the rectangular box is a bit too big, but don't worry, we'll be adjusting it later. Once we got our text typed, you can go ahead and highlight it. If you want to change it, you just need to go to the FX control. Here it gives you different options how you can format this text. You can first of all change the font if you like. If you want to change it to a different font, you can also change the font style. You can go italic, bold, bold italic, whatever you want to choose. Then you can also format it to align it to the left, to the center, to the right. Basically, all this formatting is going to be exactly the same as any other text editing software. So I don't need to go ahead and explain it very much. What I would like to show you here is the appearance. You can change the color of the text. You get in this color picker and you can change the color to whatever you want. And you can also use this eyedropper. If you click on it, wherever you're going to point the eyedropper, it's going to pick up that color, as you can see. You can also set the color manually if you know exactly which color you need. You can just set the RGB values and it's going to set up exact color that you need. But let's go ahead and click OK. As you can see, the text has changed the color. Let's also make it a little bit bigger, like this. Let's go ahead and align it to the center. Perfect. As you can see, after we've done all this, the text kind of doesn't stand out very much. So if you want to make it stand out, you can use the stroke and you just got to click here. And then I prefer using the black color for the stroke. This way it makes it stand out a lot more. And you can also adjust the stroke thickness just by changing the value over here. Let's go ahead and put 5, for example, see how it's going to look. As you can see, the text has changed quite a bit. We have added the stroke. Check out the difference without the stroke. It's basically like faded to the water. It doesn't stand out. And now with the stroke. Without the stroke, it definitely makes it stand out, especially if your background is pretty bright and you don't get enough contrast with your text. You can use the stroke to highlight it. If you really want to make it stand out, you can use the background. Once you click on the background, you can adjust the opacity of the background. You can adjust the frame thickness. So the background is going to make your text stand out even more. let's leave it like this. I think it's pretty good. And then in another section, you can transform this whole text. You can move it to the left, you can move it to the right, up and down. You can scale it. And when you scaling it, it's actually going to scale everything. It's going to scale the text box. It's going to scale the background. It's going to scale the text as well. So you're not just scaling the text, you're scaling everything. So there we go. But I think let's just leave it at 100. Then you can also change the opacity of this whole text. And keep in mind, once you grab another tool, let's say we're going to take this selection tool, this box is changing. So you can see you got a different box here. And this actually allows you to scale this box just by grabbing at one of the edges. So you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. This is another thing how you do it. And if you grab it by the middle, you can also change the location of this text. Okay, so this was one method how you can format the text using the type tool and going through the FX control. Also, if you call out the panel called Essential Graphics, you can find it here. If you go to the window, go Essential Graphics, you're going to get another panel show up. And then if you go to the Edit bookmark, over here, you get pretty much the same exact formatting. And basically, there is not much difference from the FX control panel. So this was the first method how you can add text in Adobe Premiere Pro by using the type tool and adjusting it through the FX control and the Essential Graphics panel. This is the method that I use all the time. This is the most commonly used method nowadays. But if you want to learn the old way how you can add text, and there are some cool stuff that you can do through the old method. I'm going to show it to you right now. Let's start with the second method. So I'm just going to close this panel here to give us more room. So to add legacy title, what you need to do, you need to go to the file, go to new, and then choose legacy title. And actually what it's going to do is going to create the new title, and you have to set up the size. So we're just going to use exactly the same size as the sequence. Then click OK. And you're going to get this window pop up. And I'm going to tell you right now, this window lives its own life. Like no matter how you adjust this panel, it will always change every time you open it. I don't know why this happened. Maybe because it's a legacy one. They don't fix it anymore. But anyway, you have to use it for some features of Adobe Premiere Pro. For example, when you need to create the roll text or the crawl text, which I'm going to show you to you right now. So this window is really sophisticated. And if you need to go through all the options of this window, it's probably going to be like an hour-long video. But so I'm not going to go through everything. Most of the properties that you can change through this window is going to be exactly the same as through Essential Graphics or through the FX control, but they're way more sophisticated. There is more adjustments you can do. And just for example, I'm just going to quickly create one text here. And by the way, you can also choose different styles over here. So if you decide you like this style, you can just use that, click on it, and then let's call it. There we go. So it's already applied the style. Let's make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, as you can see, there is way more properties that you can change. You can change the position, height, width. You can do a lot of crazy stuff with it. And if you really want to make your text look unique, this is where you need to go. You see, you can even change the gradient. It's amazing how many settings you can change in this text panel. So yeah, we're not going to go through them all because it's going to be a really long video if we need to go through every single setting. But mostly what you can use this legacy title is if you need to create a roll or crawl, you just need to click on this icon right here. As you can see right now, we've got a title type still, but we can go ahead and create a roll. And you can also choose it to start off the screen and end of the screen. Click OK. And you can just close this window. And the difference between the essential graphic text and the legacy title is that the legacy title actually creates a file in the project panel and you can use it in any project. Unlike this essential graphics, you cannot copy it to a different project, but the legacy title you can. So you can just draw it over here and let's see how it's going to look. And it's going to automatically adjust the speed dependent on the length of this clip. So this is something you cannot do through the essential graphics. And another thing what you can do, you just double click on it, is you're going to get this window pop up again. And as you can see, everything has relocated again and reshaped. But if you click on it again, you can also add a crawl. What the crawl means, it's actually like a running line. So this is something you get in the news a lot. So basically if you want to create like a news report or something, that's what you need to use. And you can also put it down a little bit to the bottom here, close it. There you go, guys. So every time you need to adjust this text, you're gonna need to open up this window, adjust everything here, then just close it, and it's gonna automatically save all the settings that you have just made. So yeah, this is it, guys. This is a second method through the legacy title. So yeah, there are some pros of using the legacy title still. You can create the crawls, you can create the roles for the video, and also you can copy these titles to the different project, unlike the essential graphics, which you can only use in the project and in the sequence that you're currently working on. So yeah, this is it, guys. I hope this video wasn't too long. I tried to make it as quick as possible, but I wanted to squeeze all this information in the video so you know the basics of how you can add text in Adobe Premiere Pro using the first method and the second method. If you still have any questions, drop them down in the comment section below. Also, if you find this video helpful, please support it with a like. This is going to help me a lot to grow my channel. I appreciate it very much. And subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos. I hope you guys have a nice day and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.